guys, it's oil change day for the ute today. It's been a while, about 18 months since I changed it last, and it's only done 5,000 k's since that last one, so it doesn't do a lot of kilometres. I don't really change it every 6 months or 12 months like they recommend, because it doesn't seem appropriate when I burn a fair bit of oil. But I'm going to drop a lot today and put on a new filter and fit a newer battery, not a brand new one, but an old one that still holds a good charge, and tighten up the sway bar bushes. It's nice and warm. I've got my 22mm socket, undo this plug and put my trusty oil drain pan under it and get the old shit out of there. It's black, but it's running out fairly quickly. No metal filings or anything, it's just a bit sooty. That's a good sign anyway. I've just got to get this oil filter off. Last time I took it off it was absolute bitch because someone had cranked it right up. I only put them on till they actually mate with the engine, then an extra half turn on there just to clamp it down. That's enough to hold it on there. So hopefully this one should come off with ease. Not too bad this time. Last time I stabbed about 6 holes in it and I rounded the whole bloody thing off inside and ended up having to get a hammer and screwdriver and bashed around the edges to get it off. The old owner had put it on way too tight. Unfortunately we can only get Cooper oil filters here. I don't know if they're any good or not, but it's all the local shop sells, and I forgot to buy one while I was in Griffith the other day, and Supercheap doesn't have a good range of catalogues to look at of what filter to buy, so didn't know what I was looking for there. I couldn't remember which one to get. That's the new batteries at Supercharge, 430 cca. Sort of, I think it's out of Commodore. That's what I found it in on the side of the road. There was a stripped out Commodore sitting there, and this was in the boot, so it was out the front of the scrap metal yard. But it took a charge and held it quite well. That was about 6 months ago. I last used it a couple of weeks back to start a car that had a flat battery, so hopefully it should still have a charge in it to start the ute, and then I can take for a bit of a drive to charge it up. So, new oil filter, just taking the plastic off the end of it. Some engines you can filter up with oil before you put it on, but since this filter's on its side in the engine bay, it's not much point. So all I do is put a thin smear of oil on that O-ring before fitting it on the engine, help it seal a bit. Just like whatever's in the top of the cap, give it a bit of a shake or whatever. The cap's dry, and that should be plenty. The oil's in now. It took about 3.5 litres, so I've got 1.5 litres to spare to top it up. Usually use about 1 litre every 1,000 kilometres, so it does use a little bit, but it's not as bad as some I've had. Alright, just to tighten up the sway bar bushes, and we'll go for a test drive. I thought while I was out, I'd give it a quick engine degrease as well. I've never given it one since I bought it almost 2 years ago, so I'll just spray this shit all over it and hose it off, and it'll look a little bit better. Oh, it looks a little bit nicer anyway. Let's go for a drive. It does seem a little bit quieter with the new oil in it. It's a different brand. Just going to warm it up first, and then I'll give it a bit of a squirt to see if it's actually made any difference. Well, after a brief moment there where the starter motor decided to take a shit because it had water in the connection, we're off and we'll go for a drive. So it's about as warm as it seems to want to get today. It usually goes to about half. So maybe the new oil's had some difference on it. It might be a different quality or something. But it seems to be running a lot smoother anyway. I find a quiet patch on this road here where I can actually just take off straight off the line. I bet the camera's going to go arse over tit, but you'll still be able to hear it anyway. It is handling the higher revs in 4th gear a lot better. Got to find somewhere to pull up still. Might just do a U-turn here and up here a little bit. Do a standing stop. Oh, take off. Got to back the timing off a little bit. It does ping somewhat. I haven't got a timing light at my house though to do it. I've always done it since I've had it, so I haven't worried about it. But yeah, around 110, well that's only 100 because my speedo's out. But I used to get a really bad vibration through the accelerator pedal, so it's only at 4-speed, so it tops out at about 110 usually. But I can wind it all the way up to 120 on the clock, which is 110, it's 10 kilometres out. And it's not vibrating at all, but it is working hard, so it has warmed up a little bit, but nothing worth talking about. I'm going to show you guys a little hidden treasure of this town. It's unfortunate that none of this stuff is for sale, but if you want parts for an old car, I could guarantee you can find it in this yard. It's about 2 acres big, and it is chockers with anything and everything you can imagine. But they want a fortune for everything. It is chockers, it goes for a full block. I was saying about that yard there, stuff is for sale, but I went there looking for a tail shaft off Corolla and they wanted $180 for the car. So it is for sale, but you got to have the money to get it. I was lucky once and I got a LX Tirana from there. The paint was fucked on it. It's got no rust in it whatsoever. It's at my father's house. I got it for $1,500. Now it's probably worth at least double that. Original factory air conditioned, but my father threw the whole lot of the air conditioning out because he believed you could get newer stuff that worked better. After calling him a fucking idiot and that, it was already gone anyway, so there's nothing I can do about that now. But I would have liked to at least have had the interior box to reinstall some modern air conditioning to it someday. Anyhow, enough talking shit. There's a couple other places I'll show you guys one day, but I'll leave that for another video. It's time to get home, check this for leaks, and have a beer, I think. Thanks for watching.